You should only play humans in 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons. Welcome to my channel. I focus on tabletop role-playing games, video games, and science fiction. I am only going to talk about what's in the Player's Handbook and the SRD. I know there are a whole bunch of other races that are available, but let's just talk about, or I'm going to limit the discussion to only those in the Player's Handbook. Otherwise, it just gets too complicated. I'm going to build a table in Excel from the table on page 12 of the Player's Handbook. So we go down and we look at each race and we add its bonuses. So the first one we look at is Strength. And we see the Mountain Dwarf gets 2. And the Dragonborn gets 2. And the Half-Orc gets 2. And the Human gets 1. So now we go to Dexterity, which is the next one down. So Elf, all elves get 2. So that includes the Wood Elf, the High Elf, and the Drow. And a Halfling, both forms of Halfling, get 2. And the Forest Gnome gets 1. And the Human gets 1. Okay, now we move to Constitution. All dwarves get 2. Stout Halfling gets 1. Rock Gnome gets 1. Half-Orc gets 1. And Human gets 1. Intelligence. The High Elf gets 1. The Gnome, both Forest and Rock, get 2. The Tiefling gets 1. And the Human gets 1. Moving on to Wisdom. The Hill Elf gets 1. The Wood Elf gets 1. And the Human gets 1. And finally to Charisma. So the Half-Elf gets 2. The Drow get 1. The Lightfoot Halfling gets 1. The Dragonborn gets 1. The Human gets 1. And the Tiefling gets 2. So what can we say about this table? All right. The first thing we notice is Dexterity is the most common racial bonus. It occurs through most of the classes, get some sort of Dexterity bonus. The least common is Wisdom. Wisdom is the least common racial modifier, as the least common. Then we come in with Constitution and Charisma. Constitution and Charisma both come in 8, followed by Strength and Intelligence, and finally by Wisdom. Okay, so we see where the modifications are from there. But if we look at what the total of the modifications are by race, we see humans are far ahead of any other class with +6. So if you're looking at just racial modifiers, humans have a significant advantage over anything. And then we take a look at the half-elf. The half-elf is not as strong as a human in general. It doesn't have the dexterity of a human or of an elf. It doesn't have the constitution of a human. It doesn't have the intelligence of a human or a high elf. It doesn't have the wisdom of a human. The only thing is he or she is a little bit prettier than a human. So based upon this, why would you want to play a half-elf? You're only at most getting a +2 on charisma. That just doesn't make any sense from the stat bonuses. So the only other character besides human, if you take a look at it, is the mountain dwarf. The mountain dwarf has a +4, with a strength and constitution modifier. Everything else is +3. Now, I didn't go into some of the obscure races. I was just going through the ones in the player's handbook, and they're in the SRD. So if you're just restricting your characters to the ones in the SRD, your best bet, if you're trying to play based upon attributes, which is what is a guiding factor in just about everything in the game, is you want to play a human. It's obvious. They have almost twice the racial modifier of everything except mountain dwarves, and they're still significantly better than mountain dwarves because they're +1 across the board. I look forward to learning what you think about this video. Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate all the comments you give me. If you like this video, press thumbs up, or if you don't, give me a thumbs down. I appreciate both forms of feedback. If you're new here and would like to subscribe, you can click on the icon on the left, or on the right there should be some links to some additional content. Thank you.